Okay, good morning. Jai Shri Ram. My bag just fell on the floor. It's me, Sana Lakshmi Devi. And again, good morning. So this is the second part in the series. I guess I don't need anything out of there right now. Second part in the series of what I was starting to finish up yesterday or last night, depending on where you came into this advanced energy training. And last night, so to recap, just quickly, if you didn't watch the other video, please go back and watch it. And it actually stopped at a point I was pretty happy with, which was right at the point of going into divine mind and divine love, moving in, from the heart into divine love, going through the senses of the chakras, the feeling bodies of the chakras. And this part of the course isn't so much about that as it is about colors and the use of colors and healing and the chakras. Well, it is about divine love and divine mind. Where is I going with that? A lot more traffic this morning, so I'm hoping that it doesn't come across on the video. Yesterday there were kids out here playing out in front of my window. So, and they were starting to get kind of loud a couple times, and I'm glad that it didn't translate over onto the audio part of the video. So we were finishing up expression of consciousness on the aura levels, creative process of health, and I don't really want to discuss on the process of disease or the mental aspects that can start to affect that, because that again, that's not really the focus of this. I mean, that is there in the work, but not on this particular topic that we're going to be doing today. So, or this part of the series I'm finishing up. So let me just make sure that we did go over everything that they wanted us to go through before we go forward, right? Excuse me. So yeah, so reaching into divine mind and the divine heart, moving through that, what we look at is creative process to health, and it is the emotional state that helps elevate you there into that divine love, divine mind essence. So some of the questions that I've been asked, and I think this is a good point to move into these in this, is what as an energy worker do you need to do for yourself before starting a session, or light worker? One of the main things, first off, is to ground yourself and and it's up to you to decide whether or not you need a protective or auric shield. Part of the reason why I want to go over those 5 chakras that are outside of the body. And we could take a lot of time going on and on about those. But one of the first things that you want to do is ground yourself and be centered, and then ask for the highest good of yourself and highest good for the recipient of the work. I think it's important to to say here that the work, Reiki and energy work, light work, it can't do any harm. It's not meant to harm. It is pure and unconditional love. You are sending forth the most positive and highest good intention towards your idea, what you want to see manifest in your life, or a loved one, or the planet, or a region, an area of people. I do a lot of distance work, so I'm working, daily, weekly on a global scale, sending most positive intentions, most positive vibes to the planet, to friends that I have that I haven't seen, or family members. And you want to be mindful of your thoughts. So this can take us off into a whole other area, because I don't want to say that, or lead you to believe that thoughts and intentions are not harmful, because they can be. But that is different from Reiki energy in and of itself, pure essence, and divine love and divine source. That energy and that nature in and of itself is not to cause harm. So that's where intent comes in, or what you could say the use of black magic, if you're into the occult, or mysticism and theosophy and so on, which I'm interested in all of those aspects of metaphysics, so you want to be mindful of the way that even you word your intent and the energy that you are sending to not only yourself but also outward, because that energy is going to pass through you. You being, I say it all the time, I am a conduit of energy, and I am a conduit of energy. Very sensitive to vibration and sound and light, for that matter. So you want to be aware of how you word your course of action in sending the energy. So grounding yourself is very important, and there's some simple ways to do that. If by this level of this conversation that we're having in the training in advanced energy work, talking the 5 auric sheaths of the body, you should already have a good idea or a concept of grounding and a simple process of what to do for that. So grounding, you're bringing your energy back into the earth, back into yourself, and connecting to your source first and your heart first, and then moving out. Whether or not you feel you need a protective shield, that is something different. Protective shield would be more if you feel there is a negativity coming at you. Say you're walking down the street and somebody gives you the evil eye, or a driver, you're driving and somebody drives by and they flips you off, that type of thing. If you feel you need, or you feel you're in some sort of danger, and you call in your guides or a shield to protect you, keep that negativity out of your field. I hope that covered that. I hope that's clear enough. If it's not, we'll just make another video. So okay. So for removing, this is a good place to go into that. So for removing negative energies and dark energies, and here's where we're going to start to move into the colors and the use of colors and the sensation of colors and those auric sheaths on the body. Often when you are doing work with a recipient, you and another person work as hands-on. When you are scanning the body, and you can scan with either both hands or one, there really is not a right or wrong on that. It's whatever you feel comfortable with doing. But when you're scanning the area and scanning them, you can feel that subtle magnetic pulse or energy and heat change. You may get sensations in your hands. You might get a prickling or a tingling, even a vibrating in the hands. That is often a indication of a place to stop for a moment and you can do what is known as like called a cleating or a scooping of the energy there. So if you're using a one-handed method, right, for scooping, and you're drawing energy in through the left palm and taking out with the right palm, then you're doing a scooping motion, right? Pulling and sending it away. Sometimes you can see the color of the sheaths of the body. Sometimes a person's field is strong enough or the light is such that you can actually see darkness, like little dust balls of, I call them like dust balls of energy. I don't know if anybody saw, I'll make a cultural reference, but Miyazaki's Spirited Away, which is one of my favorite movies. I love that. It's an animation, and I'm not going to tell you too much about it, but in that there's the, I think they were dust bunnies, these little black little orbs that he had, little eyes, and they would roll, you could see them, but it's dark energy. And that is often what you will see sometimes when you're taking stuff out. You can see it go, or sometimes you can even see people releasing them, or you can see it hovering over the shoulders. Very, very interesting. So you can, if you notice that, just, pull it off, send it away. Now when you're sending it away, because you are working with energy and with chi, with a life force, you want to create for yourself and for the recipient an area where that is going to go, because you want to transmute that energy. Anytime that you are taking something out and away, you want to fill that back and replace it with something good, something positive, right? So I like to use gold, filling it with gold. That's just my method, but whatever works for you. So filling that area with something, cleaning it out, filling it, and then transmuting it. So it's going to need to go somewhere, because it's energy, it's negative energy. You're taking it away and you want to transmute it. You do not want to have a rebound effect. So transmute it. Send it out in a way to be cleansed. Use the violet flame. Here's where we come into color and color work. Lavender is really powerful for that. Color powerful. Transmute that energy. Send it out and away from the client. Ask the energy, the darkness, the coolness, or whatever it is to be filled with gold. And transmute that negative energy to be returned in positive, constructive, loving, good, useful energy. Okay. If there is a tear in the auric shield, that's another place where you want to fill it back up. It's very sort of a personal thing, what you may or may not feel when sending energy or sensing. You may or may not get tingling in your hand. You may or may not feel coldness, but you might have a sense and intuition of, oh, maybe I should hang out here in this one spot on the body for a little bit. And, you know, either visualize positive light coming from source, through you, to the ground, out your hands, and into them. You know, but you may or may not, again, feel the change in heat in your hands or your body. So I can't say that, yes, you will definitely feel this, or yes, you will definitely see this, because it's experiential, and every practitioner brings their own experience to it, and every recipient brings their own experience to it. So to say that there's only one type of feeling or so, to go with it, no, but there are some common, and I am referring to the most common ones, common sensations that most of us as energy and light workers have experienced. Okay? So I touched briefly on violet flame. So transmuting violet flame for negative energy or any darkness is very powerful color for that. As a silver light is another strong one for purifying and purging energy. And that can also be sort of an opalescent light at the sixth level. Okay. So those are probably two of the strongest colors that I use in my healing work or energy work or light work. So the other colors and the way that they are used in healing and the way that they work on the chakras, I went over briefly yesterday. I went over what the colors of the chakras are and the musical note that corresponds with them. So now I'm going to go over the colors and the way that we apply them to the healing work or the energy work, light work, however you want to word that. And I just want to check something really quick. Bell just made me think I should see something. Okay. Where are we at here? Wow, we're already at 18 minutes. Okay. Good. This is going to go faster than yesterday. So, red. So when red, oh gosh, I just have it, I'm also going to turn off my phone. So red, you want to use red when we're charging the field and say, burning out an energy like cancer. I'm going to move that through the body. Orange is another one charging the field, and orange it can increase your well, and red's a color that's also associated with sexuality. Red's also a color associated with our, it is the color of blood. But orange, increasing the sexual potency and creativity. Or orange is a great one for creativity, artistic creativity, and increasing the immune system, immunity. Yellow and the third chakra, it's great for clearing foggy head, mental or brain numbing sensation. The yellow is a good one. Green, it's another one, balancing, especially in the fourth chakra, just general healing overall, charging the energy field in the system. Blue is very cooling and calming. It can also be one that is used for restructuring the etheric shield or level or aura. And again, blue, that's one that I mentioned is also associated with the throat chakra, okay? So the throat, this is also where our vocal cords are. So in speaking, and it can also be very cooling, have a cooling sensation on the body. That cobalt blue color used in like healing, when you are creating, say, like a pranic healing as well, using the breath, and that is like a whole other subject that we could go into later on. Right now we're not talking about using the breath with this, but in the pranic healing work and even in the other energy work, when you're creating your own protective bubble, that blue color, that cobalt blue, is one that you use sort of to go back in and give you sort of that protective, embryonic kind